I've officially signed a contract to be fighting under and represented by... What is up, YouTube fam? Let's talk about me signing. This is a big thing for us, man. We finally have a huge management team behind us that's going to get us bigger fights, bigger paydays, bigger venues. This is great for me because now I have people fighting for me in contract negotiations, bigger purses, bigger events, bigger opponents. We're going all in now. This is huge if y'all didn't know this. But let's talk about how we got here. The reason why I ended up signing with this big promotion team is because I needed somebody to go to bat for me when it comes to these contract negotiations. If you didn't know, as a fighter, a lot of the stuff that happens behind the scenes, y'all don't ever see as the audience. Man, listen, this last fight was terrible for me behind the scenes. Initially, we signed. First off, we got a draw. All right. I wanted to get him out of there in the first 1 through 3 rounds. Didn't happen. We got a draw. So initially, me and my team signed a contract to fight Ronald Baca at 4 rounds. Ronald Baca is 36 years old. He's 9-4-4. In my opinion, he's 13-4 because there's either wins or losses in boxing. So to me, he's 13-4 because you take those 4 ties, you get it. So he's pretty experienced. He took a couple years off from boxing, but that don't mean nothing because he's still fairly young in the sport. Most guys get in their prime in their mid-30s. One thing we knew about Ronald, he had the chin to go the distance because his last 8 fights were 8-rounders. So I knew either I get him out early or I have to beat him late in the 3rd and 4th round. I have to be able to have that conditioning to go in the 3rd and 4th. I only signed up to fight 4 rounds. We initially signed to fight the 4 rounds. I wanted a few more things in the contract. I wanted more money. I needed more amenities. I needed more rooms. I needed more accommodation. Y'all want me to fight? I'm sorry, I'm a little bit picky. It is what it is. I said no to the first contract, but I said, hey, fix this, and this. And yes, we can go ahead and sign the fight. Let's do it. I want to do this. My gloves, all this, because I am sponsored by Hayabusa. I needed my gloves in the contract negotiations. I needed more rooms. I needed space for my family. I need space for my coach. They weren't giving me a lot in the first contract, so I needed to negotiate for more. Keep in mind, I'm doing all this by myself. Me and my coach, Jack, we're negotiating a lot of these things, and we have to try and bid for these things to see if they'll give them to us. We sent it back. We said, no, we didn't like this one. We want this. So they sent it back. So, okay, we can do all that for you. Boom. So this is where I need you guys as fighters to understand. Read everything in your contract. Because I didn't, and that's on me. I can't blame anybody for what happened. It's 100% my fault as to what happened. I didn't read my contract as far as things that I didn't ask to be changed. So I didn't ask the rounds to be changed. I didn't ask the weight to be changed. I didn't ask any of that. I knew, okay, so we're fighting this amount of rounds at this weight. I didn't ask for any of that to be changed. I'm not worried about that. Did y'all change what I asked for? Once again, that's my fault. I should have checked that. I'm an idiot for that. I should have checked it. In the second contract they sent back, they changed everything that I asked for, but they also changed the rounds from 4 to 6. I didn't know. We didn't read it. That's all. I really am kicking myself in the ass for that. So the entire 8-week camp, I'm training for 4 rounds. And no, that does not mean, oh, I'm only sparring 4 rounds, or I'm only doing 4 rounds on the bag, or no. I'm sparring 6 rounds. 4 out of those 6 rounds are at my fighting pace. We gotta go. Because 4 rounds is just like 3 rounds in the amateurs. You got to throw. It's really no game plan. You got to throw. Even when we did sprints, we're doing 2 to 3 sprints for every round. So that's 8 to 12 sprints for every round. Had I known we were fighting 6 rounds, I would have done 6-round work ethic. If you see, like, the whole camp, we are mindset. Hey, we got 4 rounds. 4 rounds of terror. 4 rounds of work. 4 rounds of punishment for Ronnie when he gets in that ring with us. That's where my mindset was. I was confident. All the interviews when I got down to Mescaleto, oh yeah, we don't train for knockouts. We go 4 rounds of work right now. Because coming off of a knee injury, I said, all right, I need to go ahead and make sure that we're fine to keep advancing in our career. Y'all know me. We had this knee injury 3-4 months ago. We barely could do anything. I was in a wheelchair and on crutches. with this knee injury. Someone fell into the side of my leg, sprained my MCL. I was done for like 6 weeks. I couldn't do anything. When we came off that, we lost fights on DAZN. I lost a big fight in Florida because of my knee injury. So I'm like, all right, this fight, we're going to bounce back. We're going to get it our 4 rounds. We're going to pick up where we left off. And we're going to keep leveling up in our boxing career. Now, it wasn't until we got down to Mescaleto and it was the day before weigh-ins, Coach Jackie is checking box rate, just looking through, and he says, why does this say 6 rounds? I was like, I don't know why it says 6 rounds. We're fighting 4. We're thinking, oh, maybe it's just some error they made. He goes and he checks with the commission. Comes back like 20 minutes later. Hey, so the fight is 6 rounds. Whoa, excuse me? Now, for y'all that don't know, a 6-round fight, 6 and on, it's game planning. You gotta, how are you coming out in the first and second round? How are you trying to get through the third and fourth? Now 5th and 6th, what are you doing to finish the fight? 4-round fights, let your hands go and fucking throw. It's the same as amateurs. It's 4 rounds. It's not a lot of time to set up stuff. You gotta go. After we find out it's more than 4 rounds that we train for, I have one of 2 options to make. Either fight or be suspended indefinitely. We're not taking the suspension. I'm like, I've done all this work. I think I can do it. I've been training 6 to 7, possibly 8 rounds of stuff. The most I pushed in camp was 8 rounds of nonstop sparring. I got it. I think I can do it. We've been pushing on the bag. I got it. It's a mental game. It's a mental aspect. We got this, Dom. Don't worry about it. We've been here before. You've been in there with people that are way better than him in sparring. You got this. The next day comes and we get to weigh-ins and he doesn't make weight. Oh, shit. So now I have more than 2 options. Now it's either I don't have to fight and I don't get suspended because he didn't make weight. Not just the first time he didn't make weight, but we gave him an hour to go make weight again. He still didn't make weight. That's why y'all seen this clip of me screaming at him. 201.6.
He has 2 hours to cut through that.
Good. Fear no man walking this fucking earth. Go drop the weight.
I love it. One more hour.
You got 1 hour. What time is it right now? 11:10, 12:10, big dog. And where that screaming came from is because after he didn't make weight, he's like, oh, you scared to get in the ring with somebody for 6 rounds? You didn't even make weight, sir. How can you talk to me? You didn't make weight. That's crazy. I proposed this. He said, oh, take money off my purse. Do that. I don't want any of your money. I don't want none of that. We go down to the 4 rounds that I initially signed for, or we don't fight. Ball's in your court, sir. We're going back and forth, back and forth. Keep in mind, guys, I'm cutting weight. My brain is shrunk because I haven't drunk any water. I'm agitated. I'm angry. He's screaming, oh, give me another hour. I'll go make the weight. My dumb ass, yeah, fuck it. Go make the weight. I should have just left. We should have just packed our bags and went back to El Paso. We could have been fighting again next month on a different card. We didn't have to fight on that card. It is what it is. Everything was already like out of our favor. We didn't have to do that. He ended up going. He made weight. He was 199 exactly. He stripped down everything. 199 exactly. Cool. We fight. It is what it is. Still, now we had to go change the game plan like we did the night before weigh-ins. We're in the gym trying to figure, okay, what are we doing first round, second round? How are we going third, fourth round? How are we now adjusting 5th and 6th to finish? That is now we have to really lock in on that game plan. We fight, we get the draw. First, 1, 2, 3, and then I'd say 75% of the 4th round, I won. No doubt. I won rounds 1 through 4. I thought I did enough to win the fight, to take home the dub. We got the draw. 5th and 6th round. 5th round was bad. 6th round was probably my worst display of boxing, only because I was exhausted. Like I said, we trained for 4. That doesn't mean we only trained 4 rounds. We trained for a 4-rounder. So it was 6 to 8 rounds on everything. Now that we are training for I was better than that. I'm better than that. You guys have seen that. You guys have seen I'm a better boxer than that. The 6th round was a terrible display of who I am as a fighter. I felt myself at a split second say, damn, I want to quit. But then I had to remember who the fuck I am. You can't stop Dom, bro. I had to get out that corner and fucking move. Now we get into when did the management team that I signed with contact me. So I signed with First Round Management They are a huge promotion and management team out in Florida. They manage a lot of MMA guys, but they have been responsible for a lot of huge fights in boxing that have been great paydays for boxers. First Round Management actually contacted me, I think it was like a few days before the fight. It was when all this drama was going on. We found out that, hey, we're going to be fighting 6 instead of 4. So I'm like, look, I don't have time to look at y'all right now. I'm kind of trying to lock in on this. Here's what they said. When they messaged me, I said, oh, yeah, that's cool. Let's lock in after this fight. Let's talk about it then, and we'll figure things out. After the fight, I explained to them the entire situation that happened. So this is why I chose, this is one of the reasons why I chose them, is because they said, yeah, that wouldn't have happened. Instantly, when number one, if we would have looked over every single contract. Every single part of that contract, we would have looked over. We'd have made sure everything was in order. Nothing would have been out of place. We'd have known, okay, are we fighting 4 or 6 rounds? Okay, cool. We're fighting 4 rounds. That's what we're fighting. Next, if it did get to that, well, hey, something did come along, then boom. Okay, as soon as he didn't make weight, as your manager, I'm grabbing you by your shirt and saying, get your shit, pack your bags, we're going home. We don't care about him going to make weight. He doesn't want to come down to the 4 rounds like you agreed to. Let's go. No need to be here. And we'd have fought on a different card. And that's why I loved when I talked to Malki Kawa, who is the owner of First Round Management. I talked to him and he was genuinely like, no, I'm a bulldog in that room. It's a war room when it comes to negotiations for him. So that's who I needed. All respect to my coach. But his job, I want his job just to be my coach. We are coaching. That's all. Before he was handling matchmaking, coaching, contract negotiations, it's like that's too much on his plate. I want him just to be in charge of coaching. Malki and his team, y'all get me. Y'all are in the war room, the dogs, getting in there trying to get paid. We trying to get the best matchups. We're trying to fight for titles. We're trying to get paid. I've spoken to many managers from different management teams, different promotion teams. They all had a lot to offer, but First Round had a lot of stuff that I really wanted, that I really liked, that I was here. Another huge reason why I signed with First Round, they have a lot. Their stable is deep. John Jones? Oh my God, they got John Jones in their stable. Ilia Topuria, one of the best striking MMA fighters out there, who just beat my dog, Max Holloway, man. Hey, Max is one of my favorite MMA fighters, but when Ilia Topuria beat him, I was like, look, man, I might have to be a Topuria fan after that one, man. Being on the same promotion team and management team with them validates me in my career, in a sense. They were responsible for the Tyron Woodley and Jake Paul fight. They got Tyron paid during that fight. At the end of the day, I'm here to fight. I'm here to fight for titles. I want to be a world champion. I got my belts back here, as y'all can see. These are amateur belts. I want those to be championship belts as a professional. But I also want to get paid. Don't get it twisted. We're in this sport to get paid. They were responsible for Tyron Woodley versus Jake Paul. They were responsible for part of that matchup. They had hands in that. Another one, Mike Perry versus Jake Paul. They got Mike paid. They got Mike Perry paid for that. That's the goal. We trying to get big fights, big venues, big paydays. Y'all know what the real is about boxing. If all 3 are lined up, it's a great day for business. So a little bit about the agency. It's represented by Malki Kawa. Malki Kawa has been an MMA agent for a very long time. He has a huge stable of guys that he represents and who he gets paid, who he goes to war for. I had no idea who he was till we talked on the phone, and Coach Jackie was like, you have no idea who that is? I said, no, bro, I don't really follow MMA like that. Yeah, I watched the mega fight. Said, bro, Malki Kawa, he's known to represent a bunch of big name guys. He's like the Eddie Hearns of MMA. He has a stable of guys that he represents. I said, oh, so it brings him to boxing. I'm going to be one of his first guys that he ventures into that huge scene of boxing, because we're trying to take this shit worldwide. So a little bit of my contract negotiations, what we did come up with is standard contract agreements. The agent takes 20% of whatever they bring in. So they don't touch any of my money that I make on social media. Everything that I post here on social media, they don't get 20% of. Let's say I get a Gatorade commercial for $1 million. They get $200,000 as 20%. And then whatever I bring in, whether it's I put that now on my socials, let's say I do, come with me on a day in a life to this Gatorade commercial. They don't touch any of that money. They only get money that Gatorade actually paid me. You see how that works? So that was one of the negotiations we made, because I am a content creator. I'm a boxer and I'm a content creator. Y'all only touch the money as a boxer. Y'all don't touch my money as a content creator. Few other big things, I have final say on who I fight. Let's say, all right, they want me to fight, let's say Bivol's on the table to fight. Do I think I'm ready for Bivol right now? No. We're not going to fight Bivol just yet. Let me get some more experience under my belt, and then we'll fight him. And then they won't come in and say, oh, no, you have to fight him. It's a part of the negotiation. No. You guys said I have final say on who I fight. Another thing I have final say on is who my coaches are. A lot of management teams like to come in and they like to replace old coaches with their coaches. First round management, Malkikawa, they say, you guys, y'all coach how y'all coach. We're not in any part of that. We are all in contract negotiations. That is how we are doing things. Their biggest things are purse negotiations, sponsorships, everything that deals with fighting. That's what they're here for. They're here to help me take my fighting to the next level. That's what we're trying to do. Ultimately, the reason why I chose them, like we said throughout this entire video, big fights, big venues, big paydays. They see what my goal is, which is, yes, I want to win a title. I want to win a championship belt, but I also want to get fucking paid, bro. If I'm getting punched in the face like this, I want to get paid. That's what everybody wants to do. The plans for the future are simple. I have one more fight left outside of my contract with First Round Management. That's going to be in Medellin, Colombia. We're going back there. I have my second 6-round fight because now we're only taking 6-rounders and up. I'm not going back to 4-rounders because we have to start getting ready for those championship level fights. They've already submitted my name to a bunch of huge promotions, so we're trying to see who's going to take the bait, who's going to want to fight. So if you guys like this video, make sure you guys like, share, and subscribe. That's the update as far as who I signed with, what's going on. This is something huge and insane, man. Who would have thought? Who would have thought? Like, when I first started boxing, I was like, yeah, I can be good. I can do all that stuff. But this signing with First Round Management has just, like, put into perspective, Dom, you can be great. You're about to become fucking great. Like, it's actually insane, bro. Like, hey, man, to everybody that's been rocking with me, whether you're a follower, supporter, even a hater, man, even y'all been rocking with me, I really want to say thank y'all. Like, thank y'all from the bottom of my heart, because we're about to enter into a whole different world. We were already moving up slowly. This just fast track shit. Like now, like I'm ready, man. I've been in the gym, man. We've been in the gym working. Thank y'all so much. Make sure y'all like, share, and subscribe to any of my new subscribers that joined because of this video. Welcome to the ride. We got more videos coming. My next video is going to be about my gloves because I just bought my very first winning set. That shit cost an arm and a look. We'll talk about that in the next video. Make sure y'all like, share, and subscribe. We out of here, baby.